All right, so today we're doing a Spool FX-180 installing a B58 F30. All right, guys, so this is going to be the Spool FX-180 that we have going in. It's just the fuel pump. We have the harness adapter right here, the bracket that sits under it between the engine cover and this, or the valve cover, 2 screws to hold the fuel pump to this, and these 2 to hold this to the valve cover. We're going to be removing the 2 17 nuts, one here, and then 1, 2. I'm just gonna give it a second to depressurize the system because the car was just running like less than an hour ago. Make sure you catch all that fuel. We're gonna be removing that whole line going back. We're gonna replace it with the whole line that Spool sent in.
Okay. Let's looky inside, see if we got any.
I would do equal amounts of torque on each side until it's torqued down, just so it's sitting even. And you want to make sure it's sitting on the gasket.
Don't let it crush the gasket.
Yeah, not too much. You don't want to torque it down too hard, but you definitely want it a little bit tight.
Right, so we got this line out as well. So these 2 pieces, well, it comes off of this as well. But so when you're taking it off, I guess I'll show you on this one. You push both lines together, and then you'll hear a click like that. Once both lines are pushed in and this is pushed in, you just pull them both apart, and it's the same way for both sides. And then we have the new braided one, the new adapter,
new
interferal pump.
Interferal pump. Okay. This piece is going to connect just like so. It's going to fall into place somewhere just like that. I'll make sure everything's lined up. And you're just going to connect everything in. The pump is going to sit facing this way so that all the lines can connect up properly. Let me just connect both sides.
And then you have the harness running through the back.
And this is going to be a 5mm Allen, just like the last one. As you can see, it's all sunk in and looks good. At this point, this is when you're going to start connecting everything that was sent with the fuel line. The harness is going to connect to the stock one right here. Yep, just like so. You want it to click in, lock it in place. So yeah, you're just going to connect the harness.
It's just going to take some persuasion for this side because of the little amount of room.
Fit. Now we're going to do the braid line going from here to that side, and then finally the fuel line back on. And then we're going to tune the car, and we should be ready to go. Braid line, this part does twist, so all you're going to do is you're going to connect it down here like so. Make sure it's nice and on. It's going to be a 17, I believe, just like the others. Let me just test that out. That game theory. Seems like it's actually bigger. Might be an 18. We'll get an adjustable wrench for that side. But the other side is going to extend over and clip in to the low pressure line.
So this is a different clip. So it's kind of just a press-on clip. Just make sure that clicks in, which it didn't.
Definitely kind of a tight fit in here. So,
okay, that little clip.
And then that's the fuel line going back. The only thing we have left is just the fuel lines going to the injectors, and we're done.
What? Spool says that you just gotta bend it. You just gotta bend the fuel line.
Yeah, because the fuel lines right now are not gonna fit.
It does not fit. If you can manage to get it here and here, it won't bolt up here. If if you get them here, like, you know.
I guess let's heat it. Let's heat it. We'll use some pliers and try to just bend it.
All right, so
here we are 3 years later.
There is, oh, don't even. Close enough.
Spool.
Close enough to 3 years.
Please just send a new fuel line.
Make a new one.
Yeah, so what the issue is, with how this is set up, you have to bend this part of the fuel rail to get everything to connect. So first we connected this here, and then we tried here, it was way off. We heated this up, burnt my pinky, and we were able to bend this enough that everything's actually connected. So now we're gonna tighten it down, and we're gonna give the car, well, we're gonna reflash the car and then try to start it and see what happens.
Best way would be when you're heating it up, put it in something, like wrap the line itself with microfibers and try to use, like, we literally used one of those holes right there, very, very slowly. You could probably do it with your hands, you know, if you're Hercules.
You definitely don't want to put too much force into it because you don't want it to snap.
All right, so we tuned it, we checked. You always want to double check all the fittings, make sure none of it's wet, nothing's leaking. Yeah, I mean, it's all good, all tight. We already primed it through MHD and stuff and put the correct parameters. So we're gonna go for a test drive now.